Hello and welcome back to Jarvis Johnson Gold, the premium channel that is free. It is free, but if you're watching this, you're premium. And today we return to the well, the bottomless well that is Shane Dawson's content. I was on stream a while back and I watched the latest Shane conspiracy video, and it made me upset, the things that were called conspiracies. I just got mad over and over again. And here is that, a highly edited depiction of me losing my brain cells one at a time while watching Shane's conspiracy video. Mind-blowing conspiracy theories.
There was something that I didn't want to see, and I was looking at it. Closed the app. I opened the app. Boom, the Explore page was all pictures of that thing. And then I started thinking, how did it know that I was paying so much attention to that? Was it tracking my eyes? I got us an infrared camera. This camera is going to be able to see.
How is he going to determine that the app is using the infrared camera and not Apple, which is always using the infrared camera?
But we have to wait for it to be dark, because the darker it is, the more you'll see all the lasers. But yeah, if they're doing that, if they're watching you the whole time you're on the app, that's crazy, right?
That's terrifying, actually.
Like, I'm not trying to expose TikTok, but I mean, if...
What do you mean you're not trying to expose TikTok? You do not have the capability to do that. You're out of your depth. What do you mean?
We love China.
Hey, China.
Okay, I don't like that. That's weird, dude. That's like the American government where they're like, oh yeah, China is a bunch of communists and they're like sort of painting with a broad brush. It like feels very, yeah, is it called xenophobia? Yeah. Like that's what it feels like. It's so funny. It always feels like a ghost video. You know what I mean? I feel like watching BuzzFeed Unsolved or something, where they're like weirdly freaked out about the most basic things. I like BuzzFeed Unsolved, by the way.
So I'm about to turn on my phone. Let's see if the Face ID pops up. Oh! Is it working? Okay, so let me open TikTok and see if the infrared camera's on.
Possible to explain this.
Anything? No. And Shane, isn't the video over? I mean, you just proved that TikTok is not watching you while you're on the For You page. Well, then what's all the drama about, you know? Why is the government trying to ban TikTok?
The US government has already banned the platform.
If you watch any of the Senate hearings about the TikTok stuff, the people in seats of power do not understand the technology. And that's why we're here. So like when you actually look at the experts and real people, not real people, real technology experts who understand the stuff, they are, you know, sort of trying to quiet the concerns because it's a waste of everyone's time and energy. But here we are. I don't think Shane is like being malicious there.
And that's when I decided to take a look at something that I'm sure most of you, including myself, have never looked at before. The TikTok privacy policy.
Once again, is Shane reading it? And I'm supposed to think Shane is the expert on the legalese and the TikTok privacy policy? Because once again, there are policy experts who have read this, you know what I mean? Who've analyzed this and have identified it as like not so different than privacy policies of the other social media app.
Okay, so I'm looking through the TikTok privacy policy. We collect certain information about the device you use to access the platform, such as your IP address, user agent, mobile carrier, time zone settings, identifiers for advertising purposes, model of your device, the device system.
This stuff is so basic, by the way. As someone who has like worked at a company that has mobile users, even something as basic as like I worked on push notifications for the Patreon app, right? Behind the scenes, you have all of this information because you're trying to make sure that you're pointing the push notification to the right person. You know what I mean? There's like basically third-party tools where you like register through a third party and then that person like does the sort of device tracking and stuff. Anyway, this stuff is like table stakes for every mobile app.
System network type, device IDs, your screen resolution, and operating system.
Saying that stuff in a list makes it sound like it's a lot of things, but screen resolution, operating system, those are important aspects of the user experience of the app. You know what I mean? You have to know if they're on Android or iOS.
And file names, keystroke patterns, and rhythm. Anytime, even when you're not using TikTok. Like if you're on your phone and you're typing to your friend, you're sending a text, you're sending an email, you're doing anything involving typing.
I don't know if that's true. I don't know if you can do that on Android. You can't do that without the app running in the background. There has been like a controversy about, I think, this specific thing with TikTok.
The entirety of our phone.
Yes. So they have everything. They literally have your whole phone.
That's not true. This is so irresponsible. When you type in your password, TikTok is not keylogging you and sending that to the server. Like, I think that this is so irresponsible, dude.
Like, you know when your computer gets hacked or your phone gets hacked and like, what is the hacker doing? Oh, they're tracking your keystrokes.
Yeah, those aren't, oh my good Lord. These are not the same thing. And Shane doesn't have enough technology knowledge to be talking about this. He's like conflating two completely different things.
TikTok is doing what a hacker would do.
This is irresponsible, man. And I don't even want to defend the like TikTok of it all. You know what I mean? It's just that like this is fear mongering. And I think that that's irresponsible. I think that like this is a thing that when someone causes alarm, there should be experts that come out and explain to the masses like what's actually going on. But what isn't a conspiracy is today's sponsor, Aura. Aura is an app that helps you control what private information of yours is shared online. There is an alarming amount of information that can be found out about you on the internet, from your address, your phone number, the names of your relatives, you name it, it could be out there. At least for me, it was. The reason this information is available is because there are these data brokers that profit on selling your information to any weirdo who asks. Aura can identify these data brokers and will automatically submit opt-out requests on your behalf. They can even opt you out of junk mail and telemarketing lists. Aura's app also features a VPN, a password manager, real-time credit and identity theft monitoring, internet parental controls, and it protects your devices from malware. That's a lot in one app. And in the event that your information is caught up in a breach, Aura will give you recommendations on exactly what to do next. Let Aura do the hard work of keeping you safe online. Head on over to aura.com/Jarvis, that's my name, and get a 14-day free trial and see what personal information is being leaked about you online. Thanks to Aura for sponsoring this video. Now back to the conspiracies.
We may collect biometric identifiers and biometric information as defined under US laws, such as face prints and voice prints. Huh?
A face print is like a unique identification of like someone's face. For filters, which are needed, you need to create like a 3D model of someone's face in order to transform it and do like computer vision on it.
So anytime TikTok has been asked to define what a face print or voice print is, they won't say.
That's literally just the headline of an article that he didn't read.
Face prints and voice prints fall under an umbrella called biometric data. So let me give you the definition of that. Biometrics is a measurement and statistical analysis of people's unique physical and behavioral characteristics for identifying individuals who are under surveillance.
Okay, all right, that's an insane jump to make. Face ID is also biometrics. I don't know why he included that. Oh my God, get out of town, dude. Are you serious?
Guess what? They sued. They said TikTok unjustly profited from the secret harvesting of this mass array of private and personally identifiable TikTok user data. But instead of fighting the lawsuit, TikTok ended up paying $92 million to settle it.
Because they have to reveal lots of private industry information in order to like fight the case. They would pay like $92 million not to reveal the stuff that they would have to reveal to competitors and shit like that.
Say they do literally have a recreation of us as people in their data. What does that even mean?
What does that even mean, Shane? Is he talking to an expert?
Print from you is by whenever you're using like one of their...
Oh, I thought he was going to talk to an expert.
Say you're not on TikTok. Say you've never even opened up the app. Luckily, nobody can get your voice prints, right? Wrong. Because AI technology has advanced so far that the new voice stealing system has got real good.
The new voice stealing system? Like there's a million things he could be talking about, but this lack of specificity is alarming to me. I don't know why he said face stealing. His whole point was if you're not on TikTok, then they can't get your voice, right? Oh, but there's voice stealing technology. Okay, so how is TikTok gonna get your voice if you're not on the app?
Now, obviously, I think the reason for this is like if you don't want to record your own audiobook, or if you want Siri to sound just like you.
Or if you have some condition where you're losing your voice and you won't be able to speak and you want to be able to, you know, have a record of your voice for your loved ones and shit like that. All I'm saying is it's not always a like dystopian use case, okay?
What are you gonna have the computer say for me?
Anything I want.
But this is also why we have platforms are going to have tools to sort of identify for everybody, kind of like that Twitter community notes thing where you can see, you know, whether or not something's a faked video. I think that will be everywhere. Like you'll need that. We'll probably all have a flag under AI generated content that says that it's AI generated content.
Remember when Facebook bought Instagram and then all of a sudden they introduced stories? This is just a theory, but wasn't Instagram just for pictures? Well, now they want videos.
That's so silly. That's such a silly thing to say. Instagram pivoted from pictures because they get more engagement doing everything. It's like, and they stole stories from Snapchat and they added videos before they got stories. And they added videos because videos retain more than a photo because you can watch a video longer than you can watch a photo.
They want to see your environment. They want to see where you live. They want to see everything about your life in those constant stories. Why? Just a theory, but I don't know, maybe to sell all that information to advertisers.
Well, okay. Do these companies want to know as much as they possibly can glean from the information that they can legally gather so that they can create more accurate models for which to better advertise to you, to have a higher percentage hit rate on their advertisements so that they can make more money? Yes. Like the way he's going about it is like, it's a lot more transparent, I think, than he's presenting it. He's presenting it like this grand conspiracy.
All of these things seemed insane when they first came out, but the longer they happened, the less we cared. Let's start with Furbies.
What's that?
Is he about to talk about Furbies listening to people or people using Furbies as like surveillance devices?
It was in every household in America, and it was also recording everything you said. Well, in 1999, Furby got banned from the Pentagon. Administrators were worried that someone might walk in with a Furby planted on them and start recording all of their top secret conversations with the president.
They had microphones that were much smaller than a fucking Furby to do like secret reconnaissance, like microphone shit with. Is he really trying to say that Furbies were a mass market surveillance like tool for foreign governments? But this, okay, he has to make this comparison, or he has to jump here. Smart home stuff does this. It always has to be recording in order to hear its like activation word before and after you like talk to your cloud thing or your smart device. It's like sending that audio for like analytics to Amazon or Google or whatever. Like, I think he's going to talk about Alexa.
Hey Siri. Hey Siri.
Greetings.
And in the beginning, we were all pretty scared because how does she know that we're asking for her?
I can tell you, and this has always been the case, it always is listening to like a little window of audio. And then when it hears it, hey Siri, it works because it had to be recording for like little windows of time so that it had the ability to process when it heard its word, right? When it heard its trigger word or whatever.
Doesn't that mean that she's always listening?
Yes, technically yes.
Touch ID.
And remember how freaked out everybody got over that? Wait a minute, are they capturing all of our fingerprints? Does Apple now have every single American's fingerprint?
I do not think that fingerprints were stored on Apple's server. It's like the Face ID thing. He can't just say these things interchangeably. I'm pretty sure that those thumbprint stuff is stored locally on the device, which is very different than sending it to a server, which is also Apple refused to create a back door to get into someone's phone. Like when the FBI wanted, there was like a murder or something. And like Apple had to be like, I'm not going to like build a back door into the phone so that you can get into it because that would compromise everybody's security. So it's like not to be on Apple's side either, but like they do draw the line at like compromising everyone in the world's Apple device's security.
It's in a database? That's scary, but it is easier than having to type in your 6-digit password every time, so.
Which is also not stored in a database. You can put your phone in airplane mode and the password works. It's encrypted and stored on the device.
Then after fingerprints got normalized, they brought something even better. Face ID.
30,000 invisible IR dots.
That was in the presentation, dude.
Scans your entire face and stores it in a database.
I mean, it probably stores it in a database locally. Does Face ID store biometrics locally? Yeah. Court rules Apple's Face ID does not violate BIPA. Apple never collected, stored, or managed the data collected by Touch ID or Face ID because the biometric data is stored locally on the user's device. It took a single Google, dude.
Fun new ChatGPT. It can do your homework for you. It can write an essay. It can even tell you a funny joke. You know what else it can do? fucking ruin the world, take over, and
This is like the most transparently alarmist thing he's done.
ruin the world, take over, and make us slaves. But it also can write your book report.
But it can't do that other thing though. It can't.
AI is something that we once were scared of. We once knew that if it goes too far, it's over for us.
We once knew, no, there's ethicists. There's so many like AI ethicists that care deeply about the problems that Shane is talking about. We didn't forget. Everybody's concerned. AI has existed for a long time. I had like a minor in AI when I did my computer science degree. I do think that we should all be aware of technology, knowledgeable, literate about the like technology capabilities and stuff. But this is not the right way to go about it.
This now that ChatGPT is just open for everyone, like anybody can use it, open AI. And you have Snapchat, which just introduced one of the scariest features of all time, My AI.
I'm just kind of tripping out because it really thought it was human.
So Chris asked, are you a human? And AI said, yes, I am a human, but we're chatting through Snapchat.
Well, that's Snapchat's choice. It shouldn't say that.
And then Chris said, wait, so you're not an AI then? And my AI said, I'm not sure what you're asking. I'm a real person, not an AI.
That's an insane thing. Snapchat should not be doing that. That's super irresponsible. It all depends on how the AI is trained. You know what I mean?
So they have people just at computers typing, or it is AI? Or the AI is so smart that it thinks it's a human?
Yes,
The AI isn't smart. It's
it connects to the full internet. It gets all the information at once, and it becomes self-aware. The second that happens, all of our power is turning off. All of our lights are turning off. All of our phones are turning off. We do not exist anymore. They will literally kill us within a matter of seconds. It's over. And all because what, people want to play with it on Snapchat? Stop.
Shane doesn't understand basic things about technology and is like, I'll just fill in the blanks with whatever, instead of talking to a single person who understands it. And I get that it's like down to earth, right? You will never come to the right answers if you do not have the appropriate like context and knowledge.
By the time they start working on regulation now, it's gonna be too late. Like this happened overnight. Like literally 2 days ago when we were playing in this video, it was just about TikTok. 2 days later, AI has completely taken over. Everybody has it now.
Okay, that sounds like a you problem. It didn't take over in 2 days, Shane.
So we got AI on our phone, we got it in our houses, we have it controlling our lights, our internet, our electricity. And when that day comes where AI gets super intelligent and becomes self-aware, and that will happen, it's over. You wake up one day, all the power goes out.
This is a remarkably irresponsible conclusion to draw in this video.
But I think the development of full artificial intelligence could spell the end of the human race.
But when he says full artificial intelligence, Shane isn't explaining what he means by that. It's like literally just included to like be alarming. Well, I've said all the things I needed to say. Bye.